Mark Jackson was set to be a part of the MSG Network broadcast crew as the fill-in for Clyde Frazier when Frazier was off, and then the Knicks got involved. What was going to happen was Jackson and Mike Breen were going to work together on some games, mostly road games when Frazier was out. The Knicks caught wind of it. I reported it. Daily News also reported that Jackson could end up at MSG Network, and their team president led the charge saying, "No, we're not going to have that." Basically, it dates back almost a decade ago. Now, Knicks assistant Darren Erman was an assistant under Mark Jackson at Golden State. Erman taped Jackson, unbeknownst to Jackson and players. Jackson in turn fired Erman. That same year, 2014, Jackson ended up getting let go from Golden State. Since then, he was a broadcaster with ESPN, and it looked like he was going to keep his name out there, do some games with the Knicks, where, of course, he was a star, rookie of the year back in the day. And, I'd say you could call him a Knick legend. And so it looked like a pretty good fit. You also look at it for Jackson's point of view. Maybe the future could he be teaming with Breen in more games? Frazier's not going anywhere, but he's been doing it a long time, and so does Clyde retire at some point? So it looked like a pretty good fit for that to work out. And MSG Network, they're the ones who had pursued Van Gundy, but Rose put the kibosh on it. He said, "You're not going to let Mark Jackson be on the plane, not going to be on the team bus, not going to be at the team hotel." All other broadcasters are allowed in those spots, but Rose didn't want Jackson around. And the way it works, when he was let go by ESPN, they still owe him money, and they also own the rights. They can say if Mark Jackson can work at certain places. So what happens is MSG pays him an amount, but that comes out of what ESPN owes him. It's not a big amount compared to the millions he was making from ESPN, and they still owe him, but it is money that you have to negotiate, and those things aren't easy to do. They went through that process. The deal was ready to go. He was going to do this road trip that the Knicks are currently on, and then Rose and the Knicks said no. And so now Mark Jackson is not doing the games, and because he was banned from the team flights, from their hotel, and from their charter. And you could see why, from his point of view, if you're not getting paid extra money to, even though everyone else, we all fly commercial, if there's back-to-back games, it can be arduous to do that travel. And from his point of view, why do that?